A quick snippet about this episode. I'm going to be running through what I went through when I took my social media break, when I took a break really from my podcast, and why these cycles keep happening. And then if you stick till the end, I will share with you where I'm going, what it's going to look like, and hopefully how it can help you to enhance your journey in life and where you're going and to achieve everything that you desire. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to sharing everything with you. Hi, my name is Nhien. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to start with something really interesting because I'm changing a lot of things, but at the same time, to the core of who I am, things are remaining the same. So I want to, first of all, really thank you so much for being here. It means a lot, an absolute lot, because I know that I've had seasons and cycles of going out and coming back in and being really excited, and then all of a sudden I disappear. I've had a lot of time to reflect. I actually took about almost 10 months off of social media to do a lot of work on myself and a lot of work in a lot of different areas as well, to explore what I do well, what I love, what I don't want a part of my life, and what I do want a lot more of going forward. So this is what this episode is going to be about, is taking you back to where I have been, where I am now, and where I'm headed. And I hope that you'll join me in that journey. Cue the intro. Okay, so if you don't know much about me, my name is Nhien. I am from Houston, Texas. I'm a mom of 3. I absolutely love the life that I live, much more now than I ever have before, because I have a much greater understanding of who I am and what my vision is, what I want out of life, and how I've contributed to my own life and then the people around me thus far. So with everything that I've done, the thing that I've focused on most and that have taken me to where I am now has so much to do with mindset, self-development, and learning more about how the mind works, how the brain works, how to control what I think, how I feel, so that I can get the most out of all of the adventures of life. So whether it's good or bad, I want to make sure that I'm getting what I can out of it and that no struggling moment goes wasted. So what does that mean? There are a lot of different things that this can mean, and it's going to be a journey that we're actually going to dive into when we continue this conversation. This podcast going forward will be focusing on mindset and self-development. That does take you back through psychology, but because I'm not an expert, I will share what I've learned through books, through podcasts, through other people, and also we'll bring in specialists and experts in the field of neuroscience, of neurodivergence, of psychology, of mindset, and I myself will be taking certifications and learning more about how I can improve myself and my growth, and hopefully expand that to you and inspire you to grow and achieve your best life as well. So let's go back to where things were. So many different cycles, taking the opportunity to learn where I want to be, how I want to show up. I know the one thing that really delighted me most, and as always, is creating connections, and that's part of the reason why this podcast is named that. But creating connections, not just with people, but also with things, how things work. So for me, it's like neurons, how this thought connects with that thought, how we can blend it all together to make the most of that idea or that experience. And the more that we learn, the more we get creative, the more we relax and slow down, do the huge balance of things and create harmony in our lives, those things connect and they create sparks, and then we get this magical experience and we are more in flow. We dig into more of what we enjoy and what we love, and that results in happiness. And when you are happy, when you're generating positivity, you have that energy flowing through you, you connect with other people really well because people feel it and they're attracted to it. On the flip side, when you're not connected to yourself, when you don't understand what's working or what's not working within you, you start to repel people because you have this confusing energy. And what I've learned in the time that I've taken off is a lot of the things that I was stuck in, the things that I was attracted to, was the self-validation, the looking for my self-worth, a lot less than I used to, as I've discussed before, when I was growing up, of course. But that journey still continues, and I think it's a cycle that I will continue to always develop, is understanding what kind of triggers I have, what kind of shadows, what kind of things that I can work through to become a much better version of me. Again, so that I can share more of that with you guys, so that you can learn more about yourself. And when I say guys, obviously it's whoever's listening, but directly to you. If you're listening, I can imagine that you are a mom, or that you are in a career that you either love or are working to get out of, or working to get into something that you truly love, so you can express more of yourself and be your best self. And no matter what you're going through, I want you to know that there will be hard times, of course, but there are also really awesome times. And whether you're in that hard time or that awesome time, we will always get past it. And as long as you can find your person or your people or your thought or your idea or your mantra, something that can hold you to the light, that will continue to encourage you to go towards what you want and where you want to be, there's no reason you can't get out of it. And a part of this journey here is to continue to find that light. But you want to, and you're exploring how to really get your creative side out, or how to really find that maximum experience and get so much joy out of life. And if that is the case, you're in the right place, because that's constantly what I'm working on. And I feel like it's an endless journey. We will always continue to tweak things to find out what is more suitable for us, how to create boundaries so that we are insulated in a place that keeps us really thriving and motivated to live our best lives. So again, so that we can do the best for us, for the people that we work with, for the people who work for us, for our family, the people who rely and depend on us. And I see no greater joy than to follow the path that you were meant for. And so where I took my break and my learning and all of that, I actually went into working with my mom. And I have a hard time sometimes talking about that, because it's something that I continue to work through. And this is a conversation that I've had before with previous guests about the relationship between a mom and a child. It is different between a mom and a daughter versus a mom and a son. So of course my experience will be sharing it from a mom and a daughter perspective. But not only that, it's also the cultural aspect of being Asian and how that changes how you view things when you're coming up in an American environment. So something that I've experienced that I know a lot of you experience as well, that isn't just a cultural thing, is whenever you feel like you're being limited or you feel like you're not being understood, whether it's from a parent or someone in your life, you feel unseen and unheard, and you want to shut down. And you want to just go hiding, because you just want to feel that embrace of understanding. And when that's missing, the world feels like it goes cold. Like there's no one who cares about you, or that you don't have value, or there is no meaning for you in this world. And that feeling sucks. What helps that feeling though is to go and explore more about you. Why do you get that feeling? Why does that feeling come up for you at all? What is missing in your life? Is it that you're seeking validation, you're seeking love, you're looking for time from the people around you because you can't spend that time with yourself, because you haven't spent enough time being creative and exploring more about who you are and what you actually want out of life? That the validation from other people puts you in a really safe space temporarily, like right now, wherever you're at. If that's the case, I really do hope that you can take the time to explore. What's helped for me to do more of that exploration, to understand why that validation was really helping me in moments where I felt alone, is actually doing meditation. I actually happen to use the Calm app, and the Calm app for me has really helped. I listen to the same set of meditations every morning, and then I go through some journaling on this app. And for me, it's quick, it's simple, but it's a repeated habit that helps me to connect with myself. And in doing that regularly, my mind is prepared and ready and knows each morning I'm going to be tuning into myself. That is my time dedicated to just me before everyone in my family wakes up. And it shows that I value myself and that I want to be on this journey of growth. So even if it's not meditation for you, maybe it's just journaling. It's finding out and exploring more about you and where you're at. Just writing down even just a couple of sentences every morning will help you to really untangle where you're at and understand yourself better. But again, it's a journey to understanding you and self-trust and self-love and having faith in yourself. So I continued to journal while I was having this experience working with my mom. And the beauty of that experience was I broke a lot of limiting beliefs that I had, which was you haven't worked hard enough. You haven't really proven yourself to be this person with a great work ethic. You haven't proved yourself to be able to run a business. You haven't proved yourself to so many things. And I know that you go through that too. Most of us do. And the beauty is we continue to work on ourselves so that those things come less and less. The thoughts of, I can't do this or I can't do that because this is stopping me, comes less and less often. So for me, those things in the months that I've taken off have really slowed down and stopped creeping up because I was able to put in the work that I thought I needed to put in to prove to myself that yes, you are absolutely capable of doing the work. You are absolutely capable of giving more than your best and putting all of yourself into something and showing that you can do a really fantastic job. And so for me, that meant creating, that meant handling customers, that meant going through struggles, dealing with potential conflicts with customers, with employees, with coworkers, things like that. And all of those, though hard times, taught me how to handle it in a really wonderful and beautiful way and allowed me to sit with myself and do things through grace instead of through anger or resentment or through judgment. And that's not something that's easy to do. It's something that I have had a lot of trouble with before and that I still occasionally have trouble with now. But again, in that time that I've taken, that I've actually done the work, I've mentioned before, starting in 2019, but that work got really intense in the previous 9 months because it was just me. I wasn't bombarded with social media or wanting to post or share my story or anything like that. I was really focused on the work that I was doing. And that time was so helpful for me, again, because I released all of these beliefs that I had limiting myself at the time. And had I not removed those beliefs, I fully believe that I would be continuing in this in and out cycle, the dip and the rise, the dip and the rise, whereas now I can remain more consistent in my faith, in myself and beliefs and my journey and where I'm going, and really stay focused and dedicated to what I'm doing because I have a much more grounded faith in what I want and what I want out of life and how I can contribute to anyone who is willing to listen or learn or take part in this journey with me in growing and developing myself. Again, as it pertains to this podcast, it's sharing what I've learned from other people and then bringing in other people to share their journeys with you, but also their experience so that if it's something that I haven't been through or something similar, but not exact to what you've been through, of course, it will never be exact. Every human is different and I value that. But you can see the nuances and you can take what is beneficial to you out of my story. And hopefully, again, that inspires and motivates you to get into your own journey and achieving what you want out of life. The working that I took with my journey with my family was a lot in a lot of ways. It was mentally and physically draining, but also really exciting in that I got to max myself out in a really, really wonderful ways. And I also maxed myself out in really rough and tough ways. In the time that it took for me to learn and grow through the process of finding out that this journey was just a journey and it was just a moment to get me to where I am now, reviving this podcast, going all in on mindset and psychology and how the brain works, and helping you to master your mindset and your thoughts and your ideas, and bringing that to the younger audience, and how you can help to develop whether your students or your children or anyone in your life who can benefit from just understanding better how their brain works so that it can work for them, so that their ideas and thoughts can work for them. That time that I've taken has been so beautiful in that I've learned that anything can be done. No matter how many times you've stumbled and fallen, you can get back up and you can do an incredible job of delivering yourself, the best of yourself, to and for yourself, and then for anyone out there who needs what it is that you have to offer. For you, it might be just your family. You want to offer your best to your family. That's who you're dedicated to. It could be to your job, to your coworkers, to your employer, and doing the best that you can there. It could also mean the best that you can deliver in your service or in your products as an entrepreneur, and how you can better the world in creating this awesome product that everyone has been looking for, but you can do it in the best way. I am just so grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that this journey continues, and what I'm looking forward to in the future, not only with this podcast, but also with my experience with launching and workshops and entrepreneurship. It's going to be more focused on mindset and growth and what that will look like, how that can be made really simple, how we can break ourselves of the repetitive chains of limiting beliefs and free ourselves and really explore the magic that we have within and live fully and freely. And when I say fully and freely, that means fully and freely financially, fully and freely mentally, physically. I have so many journeys that I want to go on personally, but they all of them will be about improving myself. And I hope that you're on that same journey. If you are, I hope that you stick around and join me in this process. I will be offering more workshops. I will also be offering just fun challenges, a group for you to come into and meet other people who are ready to grow and explore more about how they can improve their lives as well. And I'm so thrilled, so excited, getting really in my thoughts. But thank you again. If this is meant for you or meant for anyone who you know, please, I would so love it if you would hit subscribe and then share, but also connect with me on social media. I'm everywhere. I'm actually in my thriving zone, but also doing it in a way that really, really supports me and allows me to thrive without burning out. Because nobody wants that. We don't want the burning out and the cycle that I was talking about and the ins and outs of trying to figure things out. We're here, we're going to shine, and we're going to show up every single day, whether it's 100% or 3%, whatever we can give in that day, in that moment, the consistency. Consistent doesn't mean constant. Gosh, Lisa Johnson, thank you so much for saying that, because it resonates with me so much. People think that consistency means to always show up regularly and you have to be at 100% all the time. We don't have 100% to give all the time. And that's okay. It's okay. But have faith that you're going to show back up again and do the best that you can. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm living it. And I want you to see that it's absolutely possible. And I'm creating goals for myself. I hope that you're creating goals for yourself, that you're knocking out every single day, small, big, large. Share with me, connect with me on social media, tell me all about it. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Every Wednesday, we will have a podcast episode released. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I'm trying something new. Instead of doing the process that I used to have, I'm doing this process now, recording from my phone. Imagine that, because everyone says recording from your phone is totally fine. I've already seen that the quality is different. It's so much better. If you're looking to start your podcast, if you're looking to start your book, to start your speaker journey, whatever it is, I know someone who can help you get there. So stick around and we will have more conversations with really awesome people who are living in their light. And I will see you again very soon.